Hey, good morning, and welcome to my car, where I spend a lot of time thinking and learning about race and racism during my very long commutes. And this morning, a weird thing happened. Someone tried to take my white privilege away, and it felt really scary. And so I want to talk about that for a sec. So what happened was that there was a news story you might have heard today about a white supremacist terrorist group at UC Davis here in California that handed out these anti-Semitic flyers blaming the Jews for all these attacks on the Trump administration, basically. And it had like an illustration of like a caricature of like Jews. And all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, that's me, right? My family is Jewish. I am not religious or observant at all, but like I have relatives who fled the Holocaust. I have relatives who fled, the pogroms of turn of the century Russia back in the day. Like, if these people in Davis have their way, like I'm wearing a yellow star and heading to an oven, right? Like that's me. And it's so rare for me to feel pulled into my Jewish identity like that, and it really only happens when I feel threatened and vulnerable and scared and attacked, right? And the thing is that that's also an opportunity for me to recognize, like, okay, that's this tiny, tiny fraction of my life that I spend feeling that way, which means that the other, 99.9x% of the time, when I am just like bopping around, doing my thing, feeling like I belong, feeling like I am normal and accepted and like regular or like vanilla, if you will, like that's the time that I spend feeling white, feeling normal. And I think it's just important for me to recognize that as my white privilege, to recognize how I get to walk through the world feeling like things are set up for me, because that feels natural and normal and just like how the world is, but it's really not. That's how our society is set up for people like me, but there's a lot of people who don't get to walk around feeling that way. And I guess this morning's experience reminds me of that, because why would you put a yellow star on me to mark me as different, to mark me as the wrong kind of person? Well, that can only mean that without that visual cue, that I would look like the right kind of person, the kind of person that you want to treat like a normal human being. And in our society, the right kind of person is white.